In today's world, where we rely heavily on technology, experiencing an EMP attack can leave you frustrated and clueless. From our smartphones to cars to home appliances and more, everything we seem to have is powered by electricity. But what happens when power is suddenly taken away? Well, that's what happens when an EMP attack occurs. And you don't even want to imagine the chaos that comes with such emergencies. Now you might be wondering what an EMP attack is, so let's start off with the basics. An EMP, or electromagnetic pulse, is a sudden burst of electromagnetic energy. It can be triggered by a variety of factors including a solar flare, high-altitude nuclear detonation, or even a nuclear explosion. When an EMP attack happens, it tends to fry electronic devices within its range, resulting in widespread power outages and chaos. But as scary as an EMP attack might sound, it's very possible to survive it. Keep watching as we outline some tips and tricks for surviving an EMP attack. First things first, you need to be adequately prepared. By preparation, we don't mean all those last-minute preparations where you forget to stock the essentials. A good place to start is to have a survival kit. The survival kit should include items like a first aid kit, non-perishable food, a flashlight, a battery-powered radio, water, and of course, a map. These basic supplies can make all the difference, especially in emergencies. In addition to your survival kit, you will need to have a solid plan for what to do in case of an EMP attack. Since no one can predict an EMP attack will happen, it's important to do due diligence and ensure your friends and family know where to meet and what to do in case of an emergency. As we mentioned earlier, when there is an EMP attack, it typically affects electronic devices within range. However, you can do your best to protect your electronic devices. An excellent way to protect your devices from an EMP attack is to shield them. But how do you do that? Well, it's pretty simple. You can use what's called a Faraday cage, which is uniquely designed to block electromagnetic fields. And you know what the cool part is? You can make your own Faraday cage so you don't need to buy one. All you need is a metal trash can along with some cardboard or foam. To protect your electronic devices, simply place them inside the trash can and seal them off with aluminum foil. It's that easy. Planning is very crucial for surviving an EMP attack. With the chaos that typically happens during an EMP attack, your best chance of survival is to make adequate planning. It's crucial you know the nearest shelter or evacuation route. And remember that map we mentioned that you need in your survival kit? That's going to come in handy, especially in a scenario where GPS and other navigation systems are down. If you have a car, you need to ensure you keep a full tank. Trust us when we say it will save you a lot of hassles, especially if you need to evacuate quickly. When an EMP attack occurs, there is every likelihood that you will be left without power, which can be incredibly scary. So now, the million-dollar question is, how do you survive without power? Well, the first thing you need to do is to conserve your resources. If you still have some electronics that are working, you'll need to ensure you only use them when necessary. And when you no longer need them, you need to ensure they are turned off. Again, you'll need to prioritize your needs. For instance, you'll need water more than you'll need a working radio or television. Surviving an EMP attack will require you to think outside the box. Since you don't know how long it will take for normalcy to be restored, you have to ration resources accordingly. Yes, millions of people around the world rely on electricity, but with EMP attacks not ruled out, you'll need to start making use of natural resources, such as sunlight and wind for alternative power sources. When there is an EMP attack, you can rely on solar panels and wind turbines for power, so there's no reason you should remain in the dark. During an EMP attack, it's easy to get overwhelmed and panic because of all the chaos happening. But always remember that you aren't alone. To increase your chances of survival, we highly recommend building a community of like-minded people. This could be neighbors, friends, or even family members. Having strong community support will help you weather the storm. More so, you guys get to share valuable resources, which could keep you going for days or even months. When an EMP attack happens, most people are left clueless and don't know what to do. That's why keeping up with Hollywood blockbusters that teach how to survive during emergencies is something we recommend you do every now and then. Speaking about movies that help survive an EMP attack, we think you should see a few of them immediately. First up, we have the movie The Day After Tomorrow. which is an absolute must-watch for anyone who wants to survive an EMP attack. While the movie's about a new ice age, there are scenes in the movie that give a vivid picture of what an EMP attack looks like. In the movie, we see the characters who are prepared for such emergencies come out on top. So the question is, what do you learn from a movie like The Day After Tomorrow? Well, it teaches the importance of being prepared. From stocking up on food supplies to having adequate water to having plans for staying warm, the movie teaches you how to survive in extreme situations. Another movie you should seriously consider watching is The Red Dawn. Although the movie focuses on teenagers fending off foreign invasions, the opening scenes from the movie give a graphic illustration of what could happen in the event of an EMP attack. The movie teaches us the importance of communication and community. Just so you know, having reliable means of communication and being a member of a strong community can make all the difference in times of chaos. And finally, we have the movie American Blackout. This movie gives a vivid dramatization of what could happen during an EMP attack. There are even scenes that show how an EMP attack can affect people across the country. The movie teaches the importance of having alternative power sources as well as how to protect your electronics from EMPs. So what's the major takeaway from these movies? It's pretty clear. By taking lessons from these films and applying them to real-life events, we can greatly improve our chances of surviving an EMP attack. With little preparation, community support, and a means of communication, you'll be able to surmount even the toughest challenges. Without mincing words, an EMP attack can be a devastating event, and not being prepared for such an event could result in serious problems. Thankfully, with the right knowledge and preparation, you can tilt the odds in your favor and come out on top. Besides staying informed, you need to take immediate action. Instead of waiting for events like an EMP to happen, you can start making plans right away. It makes sense to have a long-term survival plan as you don't know how long the chaos could last. So what's your own way of preparing for an EMP attack? Share them in the comments below. And that's the end of this video, guys. We hope you found that this video was worth your time. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more tips and tricks on emergency preparedness.